Hi, Russ Miller, Off-Grid Creationist here. You've probably noticed my greenhouses before. Took me a couple years to get around to putting them together, but finally built the foundations, ring that with rock because we're on a slope here. We had to have a level foundation. My sons helped me put the greenhouses up and we are ready for next spring when we can start growing things in these. But my friends, greenhouses and foundations, that's not what I wanted to talk about. I say, let's follow the Word of God, let's prove all things, and let's start standing up for the truth of the Word of God. I'm about to show you the top 10 lies of Darwinian evolution. These are 10 things that most people say there's no way you Christians can overcome. We're going to cover 10 in the next 30 minutes. Lie number 2 is that life, well, it wasn't anything complex. It just started out as just a simple cell. In fact, this textbook tells kids all the many forms of life on Earth today are descended, stated as a scientific fact, from a common ancestor found in a population of primitive unicellular organisms. Well, how is a kid supposed to argue with that? They've just been told this is a scientific fact, correct? Since science is knowledge derived from the study of evidence, what evidence do they have of this? Oh, it says right here, no traces of those events remain. From the Big Bang to the Big Rock to the rain on the rock to the poof moment where life started to the supposed simple cell, there is not a shred of evidence. It's a big fairy tale. They should start out with once upon a time, put it in a kid's book. I wouldn't have a problem with it, right? But I thought science was knowledge derived from the study of evidence. Since they say we started out as a simple, let's say, bacteria cell, let's just take a quick look at a bacteria cell. They're run by tiny molecular motors called bacterial flagellum. Now, these molecular motors are very complex. They're made up of about 40 very specific proteins. They can even change gears depending on how much weight they're towing or pushing. So these machines allow the cell to function. But those 40 proteins had to be there whole and in the exact position to form a flagellum at the exact moment for life to start, or life could not have started on its own. Oh, and it gets a lot worse for those who worship at the altar of Darwinism. See, to put the flagellum in the correct order requires other molecular motors in the cell, which also have to be whole and complete at the very start, or life couldn't start. There are thousands of molecular motors in a cell. There's no way these came about on their own. If we talk briefly about genetic information, you know, the best human technology reads in one direction. We now know DNA reads forwards, backwards, and diagonally. Try to write just one page that can read forward, backwards, and diagonally and make sense. One mathematician and molecular biologist calculated the odds of just one DNA chromosome arranging itself in nature to be 1 in 10 to the 100 billionth power. Well, what kind of a number is that? Well, 1 in 10 to the 50th power is generally considered to be absolute zero. In Arizona, where I live, we have a state lottery. Your odds of winning the lottery every week, 52 weeks a year, for 27,000 years in a row is mathematically better than one DNA chromosome arranging itself in nature, which is why we've got the law of biogenesis. You are made up of about 75 trillion cells. The term trillion is beyond human comprehension. In fact, I think billion is beyond our comprehension. We sort of get a feel for a million. Just so we get a feel for these big numbers, let me use seconds as an example. There's 60 seconds in a minute. A million seconds was 11 days ago. A billion seconds ago would have been 1987. A trillion seconds would have been 30,000 years ago. These are huge numbers. We're how much in debt? Oh, wait, sorry, But you're made up of about 75 trillion cells. Each of your cells' genetic information is made up of 3 billion base pairs of genetic information times trillions of cells. Talk about complexity. All of this genetic information is so compactly stored that the genetic information to code all 7 billion people on Earth would fit into a container the size of a single aspirin. Talk about design and complexity. And my friends, that is what I wanted to talk about. I'm the Off-Grid Creationist, Russ Miller. Thank you for watching today's video. If you'd like to help us reach others with this truth, please subscribe to our videos and share them with others. Visit our website, share that with others. And if you'd like to partner with us and support us, we'd be awfully grateful for that as well. Thanks again for watching the video. Hope to see you in a video again soon.